And like that, we should be live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are having a good day, a wonderful start to your week, wonderful Monday, all that good stuff. Today, we just chatting. Chatting, bubs. Oh, really? Really? Right off the bat. Right off the bat. Of course, honey. Of course it was honey. Honey's getting her revenge with an early stream. Ara, ara. So, hi, everybody. Yes, welcome. Today, we are just going to chill out a bit. This week is incredibly busy for me. Incredibly busy. And so, I've got some things to do later this evening at my normal stream time. Plus, a bunch of the usual gang can't stream tonight anyway. And so I figured I would just jump on. We'd do an early stream. And just have some fun. We'd just chat, just hang out. Because it's been a while since we've actually done. I think my birthday was the last just chatting stream. Which just shows how crazy things have been. So yeah, I figured it'd just be a fun time to sit down together and talk. I've got both chats over here. How come it's busy? It is busy because we have Amy and Santi are in town this week. We've got some special things to shoot and work together to do, which is going to be really, really fun. And so we're going to have a lot of fun doing it, but it means that we... It just means that there's, because it's like, oh, Amy and Santa are in town, we don't have a lot of time when all the creative directors are all in town together, so we need to fill it with meetings and socials filming and bat shooting stuff, and so there's just a lot of things outside of, you know, also trying to have our theories for the week done, you know, so that we can actually, we can actually, you know, make sure you guys have wonderful theories to watch every week. I hope you guys liked the weekend stream. So I saw someone ask how the GT stream was. GT stream was good. GT stream was good, fun, went really well. Wonderful team, obviously. Rye, John, FNAF, ID's Fantasy, Hyperdroid, and Dorco. Wonderful, wonderful people. So it was really, really good fun. Damn, Tong, what's that you're drinking today, buddy? Well, honey, I'm so glad you are. I'm still drinking Bowberry because you get so much value when you go to gamersups.gg/game theory and use code game theory for 10% off or get a free sample pack. It is truly, truly wonderful. No, honestly, I actually just drink this stuff all the time. This is absolutely not me just chilling because we got a brand deal. I genuinely just love this stuff. So, highly recommend it. Highly recommend the Bowberry flavor. Please don't judge me for the artwork that is on the pot. But that is the thing that I love. So, sue me. But yeah, so, just trying to keep up with the chats, make sure I'm following what's going on. But yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be a fun, busy week. But yeah, just meant that my stream schedule this week is a little all over the place. I'm hopefully going to be streaming Thursday as per normal. We've swapped from Peach Air Up, or Alt Universe is this. Yeah, Ghostly. This is what happened. Someone paid me for flavored juice with vitamins and things in it, and I fell hook, line, and sinker. I still have my Air Up. I still use my Air Up, but nowhere near as much as I use Gamer Sups. You get so much more bang for your buck with Gamer Sups, it has to be said. Plus, Air Up stopped sponsoring us. We kept asking them to sponsor us again, and they wouldn't. So that is what happened. Dacha! Ooh, chatting. Yeah, indeed. Who have we got with us today? Let's say hello to some people. We've got the wonderful Hani Barney. We've got Macbetoon. Hello. Mac, otherwise. Dan the Man, Steffi, Alan, Sek is back. We have JY. Hello. Mad Maximus. Maria Reeds. Erin, hello. Great to have so many of you guys. This is Pylon, hello. Gotcha, of course. Ghostly, hi. Ember, Ravi, Cyber. Hello, everybody. It's great to have you guys. Moonlight, hello. Autistic Changeling, hi. Goro fan, hello. May, hello. This is probably my first Just Chatting stream. Yeah, to be honest, we don't do that many of them. I'd like to maybe do more. It's been since April. We did a Just Chatting stream where it was my birthday stream. So that was kind of... I mean, we did play some games, but it was kind of a Just Chatting stream, really. This music choice. This was meant to be music to relax to, and we've got... whatever... Nintendo music to relax to, and it's Coconut Mall. Let's try this one. Perfect. This should do. Boo-doo, 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 boo. It's chaotic. Doing good, Tom. Glad you're doing good. Thank you. I'm glad I'm doing good too, especially after the weekend. FNAF theories are always fun. And out there and wild. And of course, Twitter hates me for it. So I had to deal with that fun over the weekend. Yeah, Twitter sadly was not a fan of some of the ideas I suggested. But hey ho. Elisa, hello. Or Eliza, hello. That one person, hey. Blue Cat as well. Toothless, hi. Good to have so many guys. How you doing? So yeah, this is just going to be us chatting, doing whatever we want. Whoever is never a fan of anything. Pylon. Truer words never spoken. Truer words never spoken. Twitter hates itself. It's true. Baby buddy stole my lunch wrap and won't give it back. No! Disaster! Disaster struck the bunny household. Twitter is the worst. Twitter is the worst. Honestly, it doesn't feel that long since stream, but at the same time, man, it's been a while. Yeah, right, Phoenix? GamerSup's tint designs are wild. They are. They truly are. If that's not true, not about I don't know what being chill is. I don't know. SPD, hello! I've been watching your playthroughs of Spider-Man Guardians of the Galaxy in the first Kingdom Hearts game. Definitely the break I've needed from the chaotic news cycle. Thank you. You're welcome, SPD forever. Thank you so much. You are most welcome, friend. I'm glad you're here to join us. And hello, Solar Luna, as well. We do strive to be the, just wondering though, why didn't you talk about God, David? Because I don't really know what that is. So, something that a lot of people take for granted is the idea of, like, theorists knowing other people's theories. I have not watched a single other theorist video since the release of Secret of the Mimic. So, any theory that anyone has had on Reddit, I've stayed off of Reddit, I've stayed off Twitter, I've stayed off of most people's YouTube channel. And so, like, I had all these wonderful guests on. I had not watched a single one of their videos or anyone else's videos. And the reason for that is places like Twitter and Reddit and just people generally have a habit of wanting to accuse people of plagiarism. And they would want to, they have accused me in the past, they've accused Matt in the past, they've accused a lot of theorists in the past of going, hey, you stole this from so-and-so because so-and-so had this same idea. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff I could talk about this idea of multiple discovery and the idea that people can have the same idea because we're working with the same evidence. It's like, you know, if you have a puzzle, there's only one right answer, right? So everyone's going to get the same picture at the end. You can't look at that picture and go, you stole that because I did it first. Like, there's a whole lot of stuff I could talk about with that. I won't go into too much more. But that's just a general thing you have to bear in mind, right? But therefore, I don't watch other people's theories. It's sad because there are sometimes definitely parallels in theories. Yeah, 100%. And I'm not saying that people don't steal theories. There are people that do. Bad actors do that. But I would hope that we have built up enough trust over the years to go, hey, we don't do that. And when we use other people's ideas, we credit them. Like, I've talked about John. I've talked about Rye. I've talked about ID in theories to go, hey, And Hyperdroid, it's like, hey, we like these guys' theories, so we're actually going to jump on board with that. Like, we reference other people's stuff when we recognize that it is someone else's idea that we're going to use, but we typically don't steal. So therefore, when a new game like this comes out, I isolated myself, which was not good for me and my mental health. And I missed being able to watch other people's theories to kind of get a sense of my own stuff and maybe bolster some of my own ideas. But I was so concerned that we'd be accused of plagiarism around this game especially, that I didn't watch anyone else's stuff. So things like God David, things like, I know T-Dreads did a theory similar to some of our stuff, where it's like David and Gregory are all the same and that sort of thing. But I didn't know about them, and I didn't want to know about them, because it gives me that plausible deniability to say, hey, I didn't know that existed. I didn't steal that from them. I just came to the same conclusion because I haven't watched anything. Because otherwise, if I'd stolen their video, why didn't I mention this really great evidence point that they have now mentioned? Like, you know, like, because, like, again, I haven't watched T-Dread's theory. I do want to. But T-Dread's theory will have, I'm sure, some evidence that I didn't talk about. ID in the talkback talked very, very specifically about a blueprint for that wasn't an MCM blueprint that looks like one that may have been made by Henry. Or theorized to. And I didn't know that existed. If I'd watched one of our videos, maybe I would have known that existed. And then that would have helped bolster my argument. So people going, oh, you stole this from ID, go, no, I didn't. Because that's a really good piece of evidence that I didn't include. If I'd wanted to steal it, why wouldn't I have included one of the best pieces of evidence? You know? So it's that side of, how do you prove you haven't seen other people's theories? That seems exhausting. Well, Blavid Dane, first time chatter, hello, so good to have you, friend. You're right, it is exhausting, which is why we can't do it all the time, but it's why I made a very specific thing, a very specific effort on this occasion to avoid everything, so that if plagiarism accusations came my way, I could just make a statement or make a video and go, hey, I haven't watched people's theories. I'm sorry, like, I haven't watched them, and hope that people trust me enough, and that's all I could do. That's the only defense I would have, because, yeah, you have to kind of just take my word for it, but I would hope that, so it was kind of a tactic in case, it's like a break glass in case of emergency. I hope I never have to do that. I haven't really paid attention, so I don't believe anyone's been accusing me of plagiarism, but it was if the worst happens, I need to be able to have some level of defense. And that is the only defense we have. Other than that, there's not a lot we can do. And that's always the challenge. But yeah, so that's why, Pokemon biologist can confirm he went hermit mode when the game came out. It's true. Literally for like 4 or 5 weeks, I was locked away writing. But it means the talkback was right. Exactly, because it also meant I didn't know John's opinions on things, or I didn't know Rye's opinions on things, or Dorko's opinions, and we got to talk about it all. Being accused of plagiarism in the modern day is kind of like, it seems impossible to avoid if you're a big part of any community. It seems like at least one person will say what happened, people like drama. And that's exactly it. And game theory receives enough flack and enough drama over FNAF as it is. You know, game theory was like all over Twitter because people didn't like the theories we made. And so I don't want to add to that fire by having watched someone else. And even if I accidentally am influenced, where it's like, oh, I'm going to take that one piece of evidence, or, oh, I come up with this idea and it's like 3 weeks ago I watched a video and it subconsciously affected me, right? I didn't want to give anyone else that satisfaction or give anyone else the chance for that to be the case. So it was just easier for me to not. And I think my theories probably would have been better had I have watched people's videos, because I would have had their perspectives and other video evidence and that sort of thing. But it is what it is. It was the line I decided to draw in the sand because I've been seeing it grow over previous FNAF theories, and with this game being so big, I wanted to make sure it was... yeah, accusations can be worse because people really love the topic, and you're absolutely right. That is 100% what it is. And, like, people love this, and I don't want to, you know, ruin it for people, but it's like, yeah, it's just one of those things that I therefore did something to avoid that. So yeah, that's why, to answer your original question, JY, that is why I didn't mention God David, even though it kind of from what I now understand, it ties into a lot of what I was saying, or it's a different approach to one of the things I said. So, options, right? Remember, Tom, opinions are like booties. Everyone has one, and most people stink. Don't let them get you down, buddy. Oh, honey. Can we get a... I don't know. I don't know if we got a shout-out for honey. I need to make sure I can get my shout-out sorted. People, go subscribe to honey. If I don't have a shout-out, go subscribe to honey. She's a wonderful friend. There we go. Shout-out given. Thank you. Honey's a wonderful friend and a lovely person. I appreciate you so much, friend. Appreciate you being here to support me and what I do. Thank you. Okay, I feel really bad for getting frustrated over this theory. You're good. Tell you what, I get it. And again, not everyone's gonna know this about me because I'm not like shouting from the rooftops. I did talk about it a little bit in the talkback, but it's one of those things. People want me to talk about certain things or expect me to talk about certain things, but it's so hard. So if I talk about someone else's theory, I get accused of plagiarism. If I don't talk about it, people get frustrated that I didn't reference someone or do something. It's a balance. It's always a balancing act. And the FNAF community can be a really tough one. So that is basically why we landed where we landed and did what we did. I wouldn't want to listen to anyone else whilst watching Baby Money eat my lunch. Oh, you're so cute, honey. Thank you. My goofy pine brothers. Yeah, me and Honey, if you hadn't realized, me and Honey are basically Dipper and Mabel Pines from Gravity Falls. It is what we've figured out. Her hyper energetic positive energy and my overthinking goofiness. I love the choose your own ending. Thank you. That was a really fun idea. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed trying that. It wasn't the best experiment in terms of success, sadly, but it was a fun experiment to do, to be like, hey, there are a couple, and this was kind of my whole thing. Secret of the Mimic showed us, and I said this in the videos and in the stream, it showed us that we can't really trust what we thought we know, and so it's fun to be able to go, hey, let's interpret this a couple of different ways, right? Like, why, like, let's, you know, thank you for the follow, Datcha. It's like, yeah, let's talk about the different ways you can interpret this. And even that is like, it's only two possible ways. It's only two possible ways to experiment. There technically is like 5, 6, 7, 8 different ways you could take some of that information. And a lot of people didn't like the 2 directions I took it. And I'm like, these are just 2 directions. There are loads of ways we could do it. I'd love to do one theory one day. I don't know. It would probably be FNAF because let's be honest. But like one day where it's like, look, here's like one piece of evidence. From here are 6 ways to interpret this. It's very reminiscent of the Gaster theory. Zekrom, that is exactly where I got the idea from. That is exactly where I got the idea from. Because I've been watching Deltarune theories, our old Deltarune theories, for the research on our Deltarune episode. And I went, huh. Because my original idea was just that everything's a lie theory. Which I don't particularly like. But it was the first idea I had. And I was like, people aren't going to buy that. People aren't going to like that. So let me present it as an option. I think that would be fun. Yeah, the whole point about being open-handed seems to have been missed. You are 100% the idea. You are 100% correct, Steffi. All about being open-handed. I'm not going to talk, JY, I'm not going to talk about the recent FNAF theory too much. Again, this is a non-work thing. I'm happy to talk a little bit about some of the behind-the-scenes stuff and a bit about my personal journey with that. I won't talk about the theory here. If people want to see the theory, I highly recommend going and watching it on Game Theory. It's a really fun time. Oh, no, JY is just telling them what they missed. Okay, cool. No worries. My bad. Misinterpreted. Apologies, JY. Now you see, now you've got my apology, so now we're even. Honey, speaking truth, wife of Tom is always correct. It's true, wife is always, she's normally right. Normally. There's the odd occasion. The return of Gregbot theory had me laughing. Yeah, I'm glad that was kind of the thing. Because I laughed when I realized, oh gosh, this leads back to Gregbot. So I was like, that's fun. That's fun. Like, it's a fun idea to bring about. Did Mappack have an influence on how you approach Secret of the Mimic and your theories about the lore implications? No. So, two ways of how I could interpret what you've just said. Did MatPat influence me as in did I talk to Matt and have him help me craft anything? The answer is no. These were totally me. Matt's was busy having a vacation in Japan. So Matt hadn't even played the game. So Matt had no influence on me that way. This was purely me as host of Game Theory, my first true FNAF outing. He helped me in the earlier FNAF theories, like we would talk and stuff. He was internal, whereas now he's no longer at the company. So we didn't influence that way. In terms of like, did the way MatPat used to theorize about FNAF influence how I did it? 100%. Because he taught me, and I learned how to FNAF theorize under him. So we used to have meetings every weeks for when FNAF stuff came out to talk about, right, where's the FNAF theory going? What are we doing? Let's discuss. Let's brainstorm. So I occasionally do that with like Ash or with Lee, but a lot of the time it's just me. And so like the way Matt would approach a theory. So like my favorite episode of the 4 I did, my favorite episode is episode 3, where we talk about the lullaby, the Johannes Brahms lullaby. It is my favorite because that feels so quintessentially theory and quintessentially how Matt would approach theories. And so I love that take and that video specifically because of that. So that is where Matt's influence on me kind of comes from. But he didn't have like a direct input in terms of the video itself. You're welcome, SPD Forever. Thanks. It was a good question. Thank you so much. I saw Fernie JVP, first time chatting in the Twitch stream. Have you been keeping track with the FNAF movies to help with the games, or at this point they're completely separate? So, I keep an eye. I keep an eye on stuff. I really like the writing of all those secret movies. Well, thank you, Ravi. Appreciate it. I keep an eye on it. You need to crash GT Live more. You and Ash have a fun dynamic. Oh, thank you, Dan the Man. That was I really enjoyed that stream. I really enjoyed streaming with Ash. Really, really enjoyed it. But yeah, so I keep track of the movies. Yes, I watch the movies. I look for small details to see if there are things that can connect, but it's similar to the books, right? Or how we've interpreted the books up until now, which is they can help maybe solve teeny tiny bits of the lore, but they're not going to be the big solve of the lore. You know? So they are completely separate in the same way that like the Silver Eyes trilogy is completely separate. It's part of the canon. It's a different part of the same canon, different continuity. And so I use them to kind of help influence where some things go. And yeah, influence where some things go. And maybe maybe the second movie will give us a couple more tidbits like that. But it also feels like Scott's almost using the movies to tell the story he wanted to tell for the first 3 games that maybe people misinterpreted or got spun out because of 4, 5, 6, whatever, you know? So yeah, they influence it, but I've been keeping track, but it's not like a big thing right now. My first game theory was Pokemon. Yeah, what's the leading theory on Ash Ketchum's dad? That's the real question here. Ash Ketchum's dad, I think Austin did a video on Ash Ketchum's dad, on who it will be. I can't remember what his answer was. But yeah, no, my first game theory was what is Pikachu's level? What is Ash's Pikachu's level? So that was fun. I haven't been able to do any Pokemon theories. I've been really sad. I've wanted to do more Pokemon theories. I've got one in the bank. We should use it. But Pokemon ZA is coming out, so I'm excited to hopefully be able to come up with some theories from that. Because we haven't done any Pokemon theories in my tenure, and that feels like a travesty. Is this now a FNAF stream? No, Gorofan, don't worry. It's not going to be a FNAF stream. We'll move on. We'll move on. Are there any follow-ups on previous theories you're excited to do? Right. Well, speaking of which, I'd want to do at some point my white whale. My actual my early theories, I talked about my white whale being the sniffer, and it was. I was struggling to figure out what the sniffer was for Minecraft and how that tied into the lore. But my other white whale. My White Whale 2, my Moby Dick 2 Electric Boogaloo, is definitely what is Ash's Pikachu's level at the end of the series. Episode 3, we do the final 650 episodes, the rest of the movies, and go, what was Ash's Pikachu's level when he finally became the champion at the end? That is the big one. That's a follow-up I really want to do. There's a few other follow-ups. We've got, I would love to potentially finish Petscop up. We never finished Petscop back in the day, so that could be really fun to finish up. I've done a lot of the follow-ups I wanted to do. And there's not that many, to be fair, and we did a bunch for Matt anyway. I would like at Ash's new age as he's done. I mean, that could be another follow-up. I think Pikachu, because Pikachu's level is tied to me, I want to do that one first. Maybe we'll do Ash's age. What's your favorite short that your amazing wife edited for you? I mean, it's hard to deny that the favorite one is the one that's nearly at 100k views, honey. That's hard to deny. I showed it to our analytics guy today, and he was shocked. Josiah was literally confused as to... He looked at it and he went, oh, it's your first frame. It's the fact that it's a big blue face of Honey going, hi! And that's probably what kept people and got it to do well. Did I watch The Amazing Digital Circus? Yes. I loved this episode of The Amazing Digital Circus. It was great. Really confusing, like, in a good way. Not like lore confusing, but just like the intricacies of Jax. Oh, loved it. Really, really good episode. Really interesting. And just really, really fun story and like good and interesting character development with some depth. So I loved it. But also just fun to give them guns and see what happens. Yeah, honey, you've made it. You can tell your mum you've made it, and you didn't have to start an OnlyFans to do it. Do you have any updates on the Backrooms movie? I feel like an Instagram post got posted today. Did I see that? I feel like there was a director's... not a director. Yeah, it did, literally. I don't know if this will show on camera. We literally got this Instagram post today. Cover my face. So we literally got a thing. That the movie is underway, it would seem. Coming to theaters 2026 is the announcement. I didn't know the Mr. Dapper Tom had Twitch. Well, hello, 11 Mr. Fox. It's great to have you, friend. Thanks so much for tuning in. Okay, starting to care less about his rules is interesting as well. Yeah, there's a lot of really interesting things in the Amazing Digital Circus. I love it as a show. I really, really love it. I'm also very excited for Has Been Hotel Season 2 coming in October. Let's go! If you had to not do game theory anymore, what would you do? A different subject or a different kind of channel? So there's a couple of layers to that question. Obviously, if I'm still employed by Theorist, there's other things I can do. I could go in that direction. But if I'm like taking this as I'm not doing game theory, I'm totally separate from Theorist. There are some things I want to do anyway while I'm still at Theorist, but it's like there are other things. I mean, I'd want to stream more. I recognize 2 to 3 hours, like 3 times a week is not a lot. I'd love to be able to stream more, like through afternoon, through evening, to do more collabs with people and just have a bit more fun with streaming. But at the same time, I'd also, like, there's a bunch of content. I love video games. There's a lot of video games I love that we can't really do on game theory, either because they won't perform or just because they're so niche. That I would love to do. I've got video essays. Like, I love the idea of video essays and planning video essays. And so video essays and stuff like that in terms of content would be really fun. And like, I've got ones that are video game based, but I've also got ones that are not video game based. I had some ideas for ones that are like anime related because I've been getting back into anime, and so talking about anime stuff could be really fun. Like my journey back into watching anime could be a fun idea for a video. I have a list of stuff. I also have some exercise ones where it's like I'm gonna make some things, like food and stuff like that. So I think there's a bunch of fun stuff I could do that I'd love to do. But as Steffi's kind of pointed out, I would definitely, I really, and I'm trying to do it now, but I really want to get into being a voice actor. That's something I'm really keen to do. I've teased it a few times. There's an upcoming project, which when I can't wait to be able to announce it once it happens, that someone was very, very kind and approached me and asked me to do a voice in it. And so I'm doing a voice. I had so much fun. And so now I'm like, I would love, love, love to get to be a voice actor. Again, getting to know Scylla and Tabs has been great for that, and Sayu. So hopefully I can pursue that as well. So yeah, if I wasn't running Game Theory anymore, I'd be streaming more, I'd be making more content, and I'd want to pursue being a voice actor. Because like, if I got to do something like The Amazing Digital Circus or Has Been Hotel or Honkai Star Rail, as Zekron's just put it, that would be awesome. That would be so fun. And hopefully, in like the indie scene, it'd be fun to be able to go, hey, host of Game Theory or former host of Game Theory, as and when, if that happened, you know, down the line, is voicing in your indie game. I think that could be quite fun. Tom, I have a project for you. Would you want to have a voice? I mean, it's up to you. It depends on the commitment, but I'm always down to do stuff if I have time. Ban Ban, no, Mike, I will not be in Ban Ban. Hang out with me all the time. Yeah, I'd also probably hang out with Honey a lot. Let's be honest. Random encounters. I've spoken to random encounters like once. They were very sweet. I did respond to them. They never got back to me, which I'm a bit sad about, because I said, hey, I'd love to work with you. I think the problem was I was really busy, and so it took me like a week to respond to them, which kind of sucks, and I recognize that I was bad at that. But I would love to work with them. Random encounters would be so fun to work with. I'd also love to work with Stupendium on something. Now I'd love to see Tom in the FNAF movie. Keep Game Theory. No. I mean, FNAF movie, sure. I'd be down to be in the FNAF movie. No, get me in the Poppy movie. I want to be in the Poppy Playtime movie. I'm putting it out into the universe. If Matt got to be in FNAF, I think it is my rite of passage to be in the Poppy movie. Tom as an anime villain. I don't know what you mean, Mad Maximus. Why on earth do you think I would play a good villain? Get Tom in the Poppy movie. See? Poppy is my jam. Tom starring Poppy. I see it. Trended on Twitter. The Tom live out his theater boy self. Yeah. What about Bam Bam movie? No. Tom as the Doctor. They call me the Doctor. But yeah, that would be fun. I mean, it's a Minecraft mod. You just DM me or something if you want. Cool. But yeah, no, I want to. Maybe I will reach out to random encounters again and just be like, hey, would love to work with you. What about Bendy one? I mean, I'd be down for Bendy. I mean, the fact is, like, let's maybe be plainly clear. If any of these indie horror movies approached me and were like, hey, we'd love to have you in our movie, I would say yes. If FNAF wanted me, if Poppy wanted me, Bendy wanted me, heck, if Hello Neighbor wanted me, I would do it. Because that would be cool. But if I have to pick one that I really want to do, I want to be in the Poppy movie. Even Bam Bam might be a stretch. Bam Bam might be a stretch. Tom, who is your favorite Poppy Playtime character? Honestly, I love the Doctor. He was so underutilized and so underused for the finale, or for chapter 4. I was upset. He was a fantastic character. Chapter 4 was so disappointing. Poppy is running... I love Poppy. They are running into the issue. And FNAF has the same issue now as well, which is, hey, introduce new character. We have to kill them off before the next one because we need new characters, new toys, and stuff like that. So, yeah, that is a tough one. Which character would you want to kill you, and why is it Mummy Longlegs? I mean... You know, who doesn't want to die screaming mummy? Let's be honest. My Poppy conspiracy is that Yarnaby's coming back. Interesting. Who claimed the Ara Ara? And with that mention of mummy, we've also got to mention a very nice and sensual Ara Ara. I'm still mad Pianosaurus didn't get a choice. Pianosaurus was the most robbed. The most robbed. But all of them were. Yarnaby was robbed. Pianosaurus was robbed. What's his name? Doey was robbed. And Harley was also robbed. It's mostly Copium, but I love Yarnaby. That's fair. Tom, where has been your favorite place to visit in the US so far? / favorite American food. Favorite place I've visited. I've not visited that many places in the United States. I mean, like, if you're counting since moving, because like before this, I went to Hawaii and it's incredible. But if you're talking before this, or since moving, I've really enjoyed visiting. Where have I visited? I did New York briefly for an event, but I didn't really get to see New York, so that wasn't as fun. I did really enjoy Miami. We went to Miami and we got to see Santi and Claudia, and oh my gosh. Wait, it's only like 4K, but I made it like a 20K redeem. Yeah, I should probably raise it. It's a little too low right now. I should raise the price of my Ara Ara because people are using it a lot. I also just need to add... So, hey, if you have other suggestions of other, like, sound alerts we should do, let me know. Let me know on my Discord. Tom is braver than Rye, confirmed. I mean, true. Tom hasn't visited me and Hubby Bunny yet. No, I'm very excited. We have plans. We have plans to visit the borough. We have a lot of plans to do that, and we will see that. But yeah, I really enjoyed, it'll be Seattle because we'll meet, exactly. So I'm excited to go to PAX West and see Seattle a little bit. That's going to be really fun. Lee's been hyping up Seattle, so I'm really excited for Seattle. But yeah, I enjoyed Miami. It was really fun. Really nice place to, like, relax, have a bit of a mini vacation. Santi and Claudia took us to some of the best food spots, and also... Much as I hate to admit it, I actually really enjoy Santi's company. Me and Santi actually get on really, really well. And not to say that our rivalry or our mocking of one another is fake. It is not. That is how we are friends. Like, we are very much the kind of people who are like, dude, screw you. Like, I'm making fun of each other constantly. But we actually get on really well. Those two things can both be true. I think people misunderstand the idea that, oh, no, they really like each other. This is all fake. No. We like each other, but we're also horrible to one another. Like, that's just part of it. That's part of the relationship, and both things are true. No, you'll disrupt the Ara Ara market. So yeah, typical British friendships. Exactly, Kelpies. That's exactly it. And Santi grew up in Hong Kong and is Argentinian. So it's similar there. But yeah, so we naturally get on really, really well. And Claudia is salt of the earth. She is wonderful. Love Claudia. So it was really nice to get to hang out with them and get some good food, all that sort of stuff. That is a very Latinos way of friendship. Exactly, Fernie. So it's like Latinos and British people. Despite fighting over the Falkland Islands, we get on. I can tell you and Sandy are friends. People can't be like that without being good friends. Thanks to the Assumptions episode you, Sandy Lee, did. I learned that. Exactly, right? The Assumptions episode was a good chance to be able to talk about that a little bit more. Yeah, we tried ceviche. Tom Latino. No, don't. Although the waiter in Miami did start speaking to me in Spanish, thinking we were Spanish or Latino in some way. And we were like, I'm really sorry. I don't understand what you're saying. I really wish I could learn Spanish. I really wish I was good at languages and can learn. I might try to learn Spanish because, wow, it would be fun. You wouldn't keep hanging out with each other if you didn't like each other. Well, exactly. We wouldn't keep hanging out with each other if we didn't like each other. But we also wouldn't keep making fun of each other if we didn't like each other. Like, if it wasn't fun to make fun of Santi, I wouldn't still do it. You know? It's the bro talk. Exactly. It's the bro talk. Fish sticks. Hello, first time chatter. Thanks so much for tuning in, friend. Could you work together if you didn't like each other? Oh, no, exactly. It'd be rough. Like, I've worked, not at Theorist, fortunately, but I've worked with colleagues I didn't like before. You can do it. It's just not as fun. And so we wouldn't work as closely as we do and keep referencing each other and keep doing stuff together if we didn't. If you could make a Kingdom Hearts fan game, would you? What characters would you have? Larxene. Yeah, well, Larxene. It's just a Larxene game. And it's all about me trying to win Larxene's affection with my OC, obviously. No, I don't know. I don't want to touch Kingdom Hearts fan game would be a lot. It's a lot to make a fan game. Larxene dating sim, lol. Exactly. No, the Kingdom Hearts fan game would be hard to do. I mean, I just do something fixing all the... Like, I'd want to do what we do at Game Theory, where we fix people's timelines. And I just go, hey, we're going to make a game fixing the Kingdom Hearts lore. And it's like one guy going through history, fixing things, and trying to put the pieces together himself. In order to make it cohesive by the end. Sounds like less of a fan game and more of a fan... Exactly, Dacia. Exactly. Did you know that Riku's VA is streaming gameplays of Kingdom Hearts? Is he? That's fun. I've noticed a lot of voice actors have started to notice this. Like, obviously, you've got, like... I've been watching... I've been loving... One of my anime things that I've loved is My Dress Up Darling. Absolutely loved my Dress Up Darling. And, obviously, that is voiced, if you don't know, by Arma Lee, who is an incredible voice actor, but is also known as the VTuber Monarch, who is friends with Sayu, otherwise known as Alejandro, and who is also a great voice actor, who is married to Scylla, otherwise known as Hayden, and they are all voice actors that are voicing these animes, and they are wonderful. Scuff Queen, exactly. Monarch is wonderful. But again, we're now on shorts. I know Andy, what's his name? The guy that voices Hand Unit in FNAF has started doing like shorts and TikToks, doing things with his FNAF voice because it's fun. And so I think, and Damien from Smart, Damien's a kind of a strange one because he was a content creator, then became a voice actor, and it's now still streaming stuff. I know he was doing acting and voice acting before. Like, he's kind of done this in his career. So he's a bit of a strange one. But again, it's another example of, Sungwon Cho. Yeah, exactly. Another one. It's this idea that, like, voice actors recognizing that content creation is a way for people to connect with them and for them to have more longevity and more stuff in their career by having followers. I do know that Hollywood is turning, Connor's VA stream stuff. He's wonderful. I met Brian Deckard. He is wonderful. But yeah, and then you've got Connor C Dog VA is another one. There's a bunch of people who do it, but I think that I know Hollywood has turned into a method of, hey, you need to have like X followers to be cast in a thing. And so I think these VAs are starting to catch that and going, hey, actually, I can have a great career like on Twitch. Even if it's not huge, I can do well, earn a bit of extra income, and then still do this thing. So I think that's a huge, huge, huge thing. Would you go out to California and try to break the FNAF law to Smosh, as they mentioned prior to retirement that they would like Matt Pat to have done? I'd love to. And I've spoken to Anthony and to Trevor when we did Assumption, said, hey, if you guys want me out there to do that, I'll do it. I spoke briefly to Shane and Courtney at VidCon like a year ago. I'd love to do it. I'd love to go to LA and talk to the Smosh guys about FNAF. I think that'd be hilarious. I've offered to do that for Sayu and Scylla as well. I'd love Tom to go on Smosh. Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to go on Smosh. I grew up with Smosh. I'd absolutely love to go on Smosh. I saw that same short this morning, Kelpies. about K-pop demon hunters and them losing faith in it. I understand why. I understand why they lost faith in it. It's K-pop, right? And so naturally, while it is huge, for a Western person who isn't in the know, K-pop doesn't seem like something that's going to take off. So why would it? So I understand the decision. It was a big mistake, but I understand why there was some thought process there. Any upcoming collaborations between the Theorist channels? Yes. I can't really talk about them. Food Theory, I know that Food Theory has one, I think, soon. Game Theory has one coming up in a few weeks. Film Theory's got like a number in the works. I've got ideas for collabs, but I just haven't been able to implement them yet. But yes. Give us spoilers. No, Datcha, I am under NDA! Dang it! There's only so much I can tell you. I agree, I understand, but it's a hilarious oopsie. So, exactly. I could have seen you at VidCon 2024, but I couldn't get the Thursday ticket, which I'm disappointed about. Yeah, VidCon this year apparently was a bit of a mess. I mean, it's changed hands. It's a new company running it. I'm still down for going. But yeah, it was a bit of a weird one this time. I miss cannibalism. Oh, the cannibalism weekend was fun. Yeah, we have talked about doing internal collabs more, but they're just hard to organize. Again, we're all so busy. That's the problem. Are you drinking GamerSupps? Well, but yes, I am. Because, of course, if you go to gamersupps.gg/game3, you get 10% off and a free samples pack. So that is why I'm drinking GamerSupps. But also, it's delicious. So drink GamerSupps. I have to go watch GT Live is streaming. That's fair, Goro fan. Totally get it. Enjoy GT Live. This year was a lot of small merch companies and stores rather than big companies, so I thought it was great. I mean, that's fair. I'm going over by Wrens. No worries. What is your favorite horror movie? Tell Ash we all said hi. Yes, please do. Favorite horror movie? See, I don't... Here's the secret, chat. I don't really do horror movies all that much. I have watched a few. I watched, like, Alien back in the day. Alien's a horror movie, and I do love Alien. Alien as a movie is a fantastic horror movie. So that's probably up there as one of my favorites, but I don't really do horror movies all that much. I'm sticking around since I already saw Sayu react to the newest Amazing Digital, but have fun. Yeah. Yeah, the student art says drinking tea. Yeah, I didn't get tea this time. It was a bit early for tea for me. So I understand the confusion, May. But I apologize for misleading. I still think Santi on a few of the peak runs doing blind mute. That pun it. Oh, that would be awful. That would be so awful. So we'd have to make him the blind one. Because otherwise he'd be insufferable. Because otherwise he'd just go on without us. If he's the mute one, he's just going on without us. So 100%. But I think, I saw Honey say about doing it IRL. What if all the theory people did peak IRL and you cannibalize Santi? I mean, Santi would be the best because Santi does rock climbing. So sadly, I think Santi would win that game. Ash's audio isn't working. No! Ash, no! It's probably because of my stream over the weekend. I'm sorry, Ash! Pass pop the lurk to wish everyone a great day. Need to use YouTube for tutorials and workout stuff. Please, Terry, have a good workout. Have fun, friend. What do you miss most about leaving
I know
the
now,
UK?
without a doubt. Kingdom Hearts is light.
What color, honey? What do you want? Hey, I'm not all I'm going to say is I'm not the one responsible for the tech. I just got to show up. Pinku. Do I have a pink saved? Is that pink? Yeah, I saved a pink. No. Hashtag blame Santi, mate. We don't blame tech. We always blame Santi. Tom's like, I did my part. I did. I showed up. I did my part. You were answering something about... Yeah. I was also... what do I miss from since moving from the UK? Gosh. What do I miss? I've been surprised how little I've missed, actually, in terms of, like... A lot of it is, like, food stuff. I miss a roast dinner. I miss a good fry-up. Proper British fry-up and a proper British roast. But, like, I've not missed all that much. Again, there's a reason I was willing to move here. Is because there were things I was excited about being here for. I miss not having to tip people. I miss the fact that things just cost. I miss the fact that VAT is not on your prices until you get to the till. So I miss the idea of looking at something and knowing how much it costs. And I miss the fact that we pay people a living wage and so we don't actually have to tip. So so suddenly I go, oh, this is $20. No, wait, it's $25 because of tip. Oh, wait, this haircut is $30? No, it's $36 because of tip. Like, I miss not just being able to go, the haircut is $30 or £30. Go. Done. I was gutted to find out there was only one British theorist at Game Theory and they left the UK. Hey, we have employees and freelancers in the UK still. We do have employees and freelancers. It's just the only British host. But I mean, like, honestly, like, the last 8 months have been crazy busy. If I had to do what I've been doing from the UK, I'd have died. I'd have actually died, Dacia, I think. Honestly, I think I'd have died. It's been a lot, and being here has solved a lot of those issues, and it's still been pretty busy and rough. What is a fry-up? British fry-up contains toast, sometimes fried toast, and fried toast is bread that is fried in all the juices of all the other things I'm about to talk about. You have bacon, back bacon, not belly bacon. You have sausages, proper British sausages. That's it. That's the thing I miss. British sausages. Oh my gosh. You Americans do not understand how to do a good sausage. Oh my goodness. It is the snap from the skin, the herby goodness that is a British sausage. Oh my gosh. So, back bacon, a British sausage. Hash browns you kind of do, but hash brown like pucks typically. Baked beans. Proper baked beans. Not your American barbecue baked beans. Proper great baked beans. You then have a sunny side up egg, which we just call a fried egg. You then sometimes have mushrooms and grilled tomatoes. You then fry the bread in the juices and fats of all those things. Blood pudding. Black pudding, otherwise known as blood sausage here in the US, I think you call it, is something that is, like, I'm not particularly partial to it, but it's something that you have to have at a fryer. It is so good. And I miss it. And I miss that. Now that I've realized sausages, I miss it so much. How do you live without Greggs? I was never much of a Greggs person. If I'm really honest, I never really grew up with Greggs. But yeah, so I'm not bothered by Greggs. But good sausages. Baked beans on toast. A good British banger. I see Honey's making fun of me. Honey, he'll show you. Honey says he'll show you a good sausage, but like pause. Hubby Bunny says. Yeah, I'm sure Hubby would show me a good sausage, to be fair. But also, you know, it's still not the same. Ayo, Rice Sexy Noise, play Rice Sexy Noise. I need that sound effect. I need to load a soundboard like he does. Now I want to try it all. Honestly, you should. Ag? Is that what I'm going to call you? Ag? But, like, honestly, you should. It is so good. Just go to what? No, Pandorica. I did the American experience. I went to Waffle House after one of the Secret of the Mimic streams. So it was like 3 a.m. and I went to Waffle House. And it was wonderful. I had a sausage, hash, egg, bacony thing. And it was wonderful. It was exactly what I needed at 3 a.m. It is not the same as a British fry-up. I promise you that. He's just listing food, lots of food. I don't like him. That I don't like. Thanks, Autism. Oh, I'm so sorry. Blazing Arts has an extremely important question. What is your question, sir? Or madam? I mean, I just call everyone sir because Dapper, but I don't wish to assume. About the tube. I mean, the tube's great, but I didn't live in London. So I didn't use the tube. I only used the tube when I went into London. So if I'm not in London, it didn't affect me all that much. We need a sound that isn't that sound. Just, yeah, it's just Rye yelling, Rye sexy noise. Yeah, just like Rye sexy noises, and just do that as a sound alert whenever something sexy happens. Hello, Mr. Tom. How are you? Also, hi, other chatters. Hello, Zethgor. It's great to have you, friend. First time chatter. Lena. Hello. Great to have you. Welcome to the chat. I'll tell right you want that. Thanks. Dude, it's so practical. It is practical. It's great. The tube is great. Wait, so, were you all not here? No, I did see part of the Elizabeth line open. But the UK equals London. In terms of how you guys look at size, yes, correct. Blazing Arts, please give me your question. You've got me on the edge of my seat now. All right, I'm a dip. Got to go take some medicine for my fever. Just, Aisha, please take care of yourself. Thank you, Weird Peacock, for the new follow. Take care of yourself. Look after yourself. Go take some meds. Rest yourself. Mucho gusto. Sorry, all I keep thinking is flipping what's his name from High School Musical going, mucho gusto. AK Fabulosa! Tom, I didn't know you had a Twitch. Now you do. Hi, I have a Twitch. So good to have you, friend. I will sub one day. No worries, Pylon. You're in good company. You're all good. The only thing that sounded good was the bacon. Yeah, I understand that, Akira. Yeah, even Steffi won't sub to me. My own wife won't support me, guys. Where's the support? Rank the London airports. Well, there's actually only one airport that's in London. Or like 2 if you technically count Heathrow. But none of the London airports are in London. London Gatwick, it was next to where I lived. And that's not London. So... yeah, no, and Twitch is expensive, to be fair, as well. It's not like $1 has gifted a sub. Nice. Thanks for the gifted sub, honey. Let's get carried on. What music or artists have you been listening to lately? I've been listening to a lot of K-pop, Demon Hunters, obviously. I've been getting back into listening to Has Been because me and Raya are cooking up something special, but also the new season coming. So you did live near... no, Pokemon Battle... Stop it. Stop it, Mike. Stop it. Rhett's album. We love listening to a bit of James and the Shame. That's a great album. I always go back and listen to Bo Burnham. I love Bo Burnham. Inside. It's a great album. I try to keep up with Ninja Sex Party and the stuff they're doing. Zekron gifted 1-2 Pylon. Thank you so much for the gifted sub, Zekron. Hype train! Bo Burnham mentioned... of course, I love Bo Burnham. Loved Bo Burnham since the early days. I loved the Bo Burnham... like, I loved his old stuff as well, where he's talking about, like, lower your expectations a bit. Favorite musical? Les Mis. Hands down. Always. It's classic. It's not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a classic. I love a lot of musicals. Les Mis is always up there as a favorite. I love listening to that soundtrack. Bye, Tom. I'm going to take my leave for GT Live. Totally get it, Mimikyu. Have fun. Tell Ash I say hi. Tom, could you sing for us, please? What do I sing? God on high, hear my prayer. In my need, you have always been there. Something like that. Have you listened? Yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, absolutely. Waving through a window. Yeah, we went and saw it in the West End. It was wonderful. Great show. Have you ever done proper Broadway? No. It is on my list. I want to go to New York and do Broadway. So that is on the list. Have you read any good books that aren't FNAF related? No. I'm not much of a reader, sadly. Not much of a reader. I'm dyslexic. I'm ADHD. So it's tricky to read a lot. So yeah, I've not really... I don't read a lot, sadly. What about audiobooks? Again, it's more a timing thing. I listen to podcasts. I listen a lot to Distractable, the Markiplier podcast. I've really been enjoying that and catching up with that. I used to listen to a lot of really great audiobooks. But I used to listen to a lot of non-fiction, a lot of stuff like books on leadership, books on, like, I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. It's been a long time since I listened to them, but I used to listen to a lot of things that would help me grow in the workplace. Have you heard of Epic Musical? Heard of it. I've not actually had a chance to really get into it. Getting into comic books lately. That's fun. Finished my Thompson A. Miku and got a sub. Today is wild. Yeah, I showed a new member of our team, Tay, is big into Hatsune Miku and that kind of world. And so I showed them Thompson A. Miku, your drawing of Thompson A. Miku today, and they loved it. How would you describe your experience of reading the FNAF books? They're all too long. So you got to bear in mind, the thing with FNAF books, the thing to think about, who is reading the FNAF books? FNAF fans, right? And we all know that if you are a FNAF fan and you know FNAF, as soon as the animatronic or the mystery is introduced, we know the other we all know that someone's gonna die. And so we're sat there for like 20 to 40 pages just waiting for the other shoe to drop, and then they go, oh, and it was a robot this whole time. And you're like, yeah, no, duh. The problem is that they're trying to appeal to like the Goosebumps audience, people who don't know what FNAF is, and I get that. But as a FNAF reader, it takes so long to get through when we all know what's going to happen. But I also can't skip ahead because I'm looking for tiny details. So like the theory we did on Baby, and Baby because of the Choose Your Own Adventure books, right? The Return to the Pit. I love that theory. I love that video. But that is a tiny detail in one ending that you could have skipped super easily. So I can't skip anything. But it just takes so long to get anywhere. Sorry, Pylon. Did I scare you with that? I say, they loved it. They thought it was great. I've only listened to the original book, Silver Eyes trilogy, and to be brutally honest, they're not the best remembers. No, the Silver Eyes trilogy are a slog to get through. The short stories, again, you can see them all back there. Will it focus on them? No, but those back there, like the short stories are much easier to get through. I think the first Choose Your Own Adventure, the week before, is a fantastic book. Love that one. And I think a lot of the short stories, I actually think the first Into the Pit story and the first Fright book in general is a fantastic book series, or a fantastic book. Both of those are. I think they then started like getting worse as time went on because they started getting a bit slower and harder to get through. And like the final Tales book, the Escape the Pizzaplex, I kid you not, the worst FNAF book I've ever read. Actually, just as a fan, it just disappointed me to no end, and as a reader, it was not fun. Must be frustrating to read a whole book and maybe get one or two tidbits. Yeah, and that's annoying too. Which again is part of the thing because they're not canon, and that's kind of the thing that's been talked about. They aren't canon. So they're not meant to be, but it's like, but we're also like trying to use them to learn where we can, and so sometimes you get a big tidbit. Tom, did you ever see the name we came up with for you if you had something like Darkiplier or Antisepticeye? Would be Shabby Bloke. Tom would be your opposite. I like the idea of the fact that he's also just Cockney geezer. Like, all right, love. All right, love. My name's Shabby Bloke Tom, innit? That's fun. Do you watching any new YouTube channels, and do you watch yourself? So I technically watch myself in the sense that I review the videos before they go up on YouTube. So I give notes on the video. So I'm watching them before anyone else does. So I guess you could argue I'm watching myself. I don't watch it once it goes live. That's specific. That's specifically. But I also, in terms of new YouTubers, who am I watching at the minute? Who am I watching at the minute? I've really been enjoying Any Austin. I think Any Austin is a fantastic. Oh, is that going to cause me problems that I've done that? Maybe. Shouldn't do. So there's a bunch I still watch. So I still watch Philip DeFranco. I still watch Hank Green. I still watch Linus Tech Tips. I still watch Sorted Food. In terms of new YouTubers that I found, who are new creators that I've started following? The problem is a lot of the newer creators. I also watch a lot of Alpha Rad. Got to meet him when I was in LA. He's wonderful. But yeah, what I find is a lot of the people I watch from the recommended feed rather than from my actual sub box. So again, I've been watching this. I don't know if you guys have heard of this creator. I've been really enjoying watching Honey Bunny. They're a really fun creator, you know. They seem like a bit chaotic and a bit like, you know, a bit of a mess. They clearly need like someone just to help guide them along and to make sure that they don't get too out of hand. But, you know, but they seem like a good person. Who else? Honey's clearly gone, which is annoying. I was hoping they were around for that. I watch Abroad in Japan a lot. Yeah, I don't know who like new creators would be that I've been watching a lot of, or like people that I've started watching recently. A lot of my watching habits are very, very old school. And again, I've been getting back into anime, so I've been watching a lot more anime rather than watching YouTube, which has been really fun and really nice as a change of pace. I'm literally just going through my recommended feed to see like who it recommends me. I've kind of watched a little bit of beat 'em ups recently. I've been interested in like his discussions on the Switch 2, but it's not like I'm actively following. Oh my gosh, Jordan Fringe did a video on Hamtaro. I need to watch that. I loved Hamtaro. Yeah, can't say there's a lot of new creators I've started watching. But that's just me, and that's just my viewing habits. Mike, didn't you have a speedrunning record in Hamtaro at some point? I follow way too many YouTube channels. I need to go through and do a cull. Because there's a bunch that I'm subscribed to that I just don't watch anymore. So I should probably go and do, figure that out. Tom, is there anything you think needs to be on the next iceberg? I mean, Zekron, to be perfectly honest, I trust you so much with that. I don't think there's anything I could suggest that you haven't already got. I still haven't modded Mike. I should mod Mike. Let's mod Mike. Where are you, Mike? There we go. Tom, now I have the Hamtaro theme in my head. This is your fault. I mean, blame Jordan Fringe, my friend. The Book of Forbidden Law has gone much bigger. Yeah, it will have done. This year's been a big year. This year has been a big year. Like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about how big things have gotten. So, again, we've now got a short that is on its way to being 100k. It is currently at 96. Oh, those views have gone down. No, it isn't. So we're at 98.7k on that short. So we're about to hit our first ever 100k video. And it's a short. So that's a big one. If we go from like the start of the year, if we go 2025, we have grown. We have gained 1.2 thousand subs since January. We have also we have gone up in watch time and in views. So yeah, we're now at 8,000 subscribers. I don't know if you guys saw, we're at 8,000 subs now on this channel on YouTube. On Twitch as well, it's also crazy. Let me pull up some of those analytics too, so I can look at those. Because on Twitch, we're at 1,300 followers right now. And we're currently at 28 subscribers. Considering we started streaming on Twitch in April, and we're at 1,300 followers. Like, how crazy is that? And that's a big thanks to the buddies I've been streaming with. I told me to follow you during a collab, so I followed. I can't stop right. No, you're good. Koneko, you're totally fine. Again, I don't expect people or demand people sub at all. Why would I? Because that would be unfair. The fact that you're here, the fact that you are part of the community, you're part of the Dapper, you're followed, you're subscribed, means you're part of the Dapper Kingdom, and you're here, and we appreciate just having you here, and having your eyeballs is more than enough. Insanity, well deserved. Well, thank you, Datcher. I appreciate it. Oh, Abgrew. Thank you so much for the gifted. Maria reads, we're so happy to have you too. Do you know if Ash has any plans on continuing Imaginary Friend Asylum? I don't know, is the honest answer. Oh, gosh. But yeah, it's just kind of crazy looking at where things have gone. What happened to Blueprints? Yeah, I kind of just stopped with Blueprints. It was taking a long time to get anywhere. And I was just I was losing interest because it was taking so long to solve anything. So I just it kind of just fell off for me personally. And if the game's no longer fun for me, it stops being fun for you guys. And it's the last stream I remember doing, I walked away going, that's not going to be fun. And if I do that again, that's going to stop being fun for everybody else. So I'll stop while I'm not having fun. The RNG is ridiculous. It is. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel until the mighty algorithm suggested your live stream you were doing one day. I don't recall what it was, but you did give me a shout out when I subscribed. Yeah, I try to give a shout out to people when they subscribe. I try my best. But yeah, no, and that's been a thing actually. I've noticed like we have started being more recommended on just people's recommended feeds. Even despite our size and our viewership, we are getting people come to me like say, hey, I've noticed you on the homepage. And more people are coming in stream, as we've seen today. More people coming into stream going, oh, hey, I didn't know you had a channel. Because we can't promote on the theory channels. There's a bunch of reasons why we can't and don't do that. So, hey, guys, spread the word. Spread the word on, like, the subreddits and stuff. But it's then nice that people are going, oh, wait, you have a channel? Oh, that's really fun. Like, oh, I get to see more of you and I get to talk to you. And this is it, right? Like, this is why I like doing these just chatting streams, right? Where we just get to talk. And that's part of the fun, because I recognize that GT Live was that for Matt, but GT Live is now something different. And we have Ash, and that's wonderful for Ash. But it means that you guys don't really get to, like, talk to me or Lee or anyone like that. And so these streams for me have been a really, really fun time to have us all come together, and you get to chat to me and get to know the game theorist and like talk to me as the game theorist rather than, oh, who was that? Thank you for the new follow, the Pokemon biologist on Twitch. And yeah, it just means that I didn't know you had a Twitch channel today on a YouTube. That's fair as well. But yeah, it's then fun for us to get to chat to you guys. It's like I'm not just like this cardboard cutout who's just wiggling back and forward as a PNG in videos. You get to, know me as a person and not just, I have a FNAF theory today, because I'm so much more than just the theories I come up with, right? I had my first day on a new internship today, and it's nice and relaxed after a long day. Oh, Abgru, I'm glad you had a good first day. Maybe we can do a tea with Tom once a month and make it a regular thing. Yeah, actually, it's probably not a bad idea, doing a monthly just chatting stream. Probably should do that. You like being a PNG tuber. It has its perks. Being able to just go into and what I'll say is it has its perks because I'm not the one doing the editing. If I had to do the editing, I'd hate it. Part of the reason I like streaming and liked streaming when going back from my old content was because it was easier to turn on a camera than it was to animate things and edit things. So, because I'm not doing the editing, being a PNG tuber definitely has its perks. Because I just go into my booth in the back there and I get to record. And then I hand the audio off, and that's super easy for me because I don't have to do anything. I just get to, like, I literally can just go in there in my pajamas if I wanted to and record voiceover. So that's super easy. And it's nice because if I have a bad hair day, or right now I've got a bit of acne flaring up over here, that doesn't matter if I'm a PNG tuber. Because I've got one photo, which is like a nice photo, and I just get to use that. So there are perks. If I was doing the editing, I'd hate it. And I do miss getting to do some of the on-camera stuff, which is why we introduced the green screen style of video, which we did for the Dark Indie Horror, which I really love doing, and I have plans to do more of those videos. Which means... wait, I thought you used to record in the office. I used to, Mike. But I've just set up my VO booth in my own room. And so now I can do it from home, and the audio quality is much nicer. But yeah, it's this thing of like we introduced the green screen style of videos because it's fun to be on camera, to be able to use my hands and show emotion and speak to you guys directly. So with that, where there were some serious subjects to talk about, it was nice to be able to go, hey, let me look at you. Let me talk to you directly. Rather than me being a little PNG tuber trying to go, hey guys, take this seriously. Like, so both have their benefits. And it really, really depends. Mods going back and forth between Twitch and YouTube, yeah. So yeah, it just depends on what you prefer. But I will say there's a reason why PNG YouTubers then do IRL videos when something serious happens. Like, because there's only really being like this is the only way to get real truth across and real emotion across, is being able to look into the lens and look like I'm looking directly at you. It's hard to do that with a PNG. But PNGs are fun and allow you to do some crazy things and some fun emotions and crazy little animations and stuff. There's a really fun one that's coming up in this week's episode that we wouldn't be able to do if I wasn't a PNG tuber, for example. When I was younger, I used to imagine game theory being recorded as an actual presentation scenario, not voiceover. I know, I totally get that. And like, again, when we do our shorts or we do our green screen episodes, they are like that, where I'm presenting a thing to you. But yeah, no, the most episodes is like, I have my entire script and then I go into a booth and record for anywhere between 1.5 to 2.5 hours, depending on how long the script is. FNAF took me like 3 hours to record because of all the branching paths. And there's an episode coming up in a couple of weeks that also took me about 2.5 hours. Not this week, next week. Who is your favorite staff on GT? Oh, I can't do that. I can't. They're all wonderful, and it doesn't help that Mike is one of our staff and he is in the chat. But no, all of our staff are great. We don't hire people we don't like. We don't hire people that aren't good at their jobs. So I like everybody. I really genuinely love all the staff I get to work with. It's one of the things that I loved about moving here is I get to go into an office and see and be with all these people. I get to be with all these people, which is so much more fun than just talking to them occasionally over email or on a voice chat or a voice call. And Emma, congratulations on all you're achieving, Tom. Do you get many chances to reflect on and process just how much you have been achieving? It's inspiring. Very happy and proud for you. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. That means a lot. I try to take moments. It's been really, really busy recently. So I've not had a lot of opportunity to do that, but I do try to. And again, like even this chatting stream, just looking at the stats has been a little bit of that. Being able to achieve what I've achieved with game theory, being able to what I've been able to achieve here personally, and make the friends that I've made with like Scylla and Sayu and Tabs and Honey and Rye and Dan, and being able to do all of that, and Mama Toast. It's all been wonderful to be able to do that and reflect and look after. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity that you guys give me, for the opportunity that the game theory audience gives me, whether they know I exist here or not. Just being able to work, like the things I get to do because of this job. Like I got to fly to New York the other week to go to a YouTube event for a day, which was really, really fun. And like I wouldn't have gotten to do that if it weren't for people like you supporting game theory and my channel and stuff like that. So I'm very, very thankful. And it's kind of crazy how this year we've grown and like how much we've achieved this year. He's an okay husband too. So that's points. Yeah, I guess so. Favorite game you've ever played? Kingdom Hearts 2. Favorite game ever. And Moving Country. Yeah. Move Country as well. There's been a lot. It's been a busy year. Okay, but imagine a PNG apology with a ukulele. That's funny. Now that's funny. Zekrom VTuber modders aren't cheap. They really aren't. They're so expensive. Instead of PNGs, you're all VTubers for a theory. I'd love to, but oh my gosh, the cost of doing that would be so high. I'd love it. I'd love to get like a cool anime VTuber style though. That could be fun. What are you looking forward to the most within the next year? There's a lot of cool things that we've got bubbling away. I don't know when they're happening. That could be fun. I'm excited to work on my voiceover reel with Scylla and get that off the ground and hopefully get some more voice acting gigs. I'm excited to do that. In terms of theory and that world, did you ever see Ludwig's VTuber stream? I did. That was silly. Things I'm excited with, like theory specifically. We got a bunch of stuff in the pipeline that I think has a lot of potential for some really, really fun things that I can't talk about. But I think there's some real potential to do some really fun things. And I think that could be a lot of fun for us to do. And would just be really enjoyable. I think you guys will enjoy it as well. But you'll have to wait and see what that is. And, you know, being the sole provider carrying the weight of our home and finances. Oh, Steffi. So I use Puppet VTuber mod, it terrifies me. Yeah, I understand that. Has GT ever done a Stardew theory? We haven't. We had someone we've had a couple of pitches for Stardew theories. It's been a timing issue, or it's been a theory that we sadly were able to debunk. We have there's a level of standard we have to get through before we put a theory up. Like, while we're trying to look at things interesting, we also don't want it to just be fanfic or just be something that's like not great. And we've had a few theories that are either just fan theories that were like, we're not adding anything to this discussion because we don't want to steal theories again, like we've talked about at the beginning of all of this. But also, we want to bring something interesting to the table. Stardew's been around for so long, it's hard to bring something new that hasn't already been talked about. How about customizable models, cheaper pre-made model you can... Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I look forward to playing future games and going, hey, that sounds like Tom. Yeah, I really want to do video games. I'd also really love to do... I'd love to do anime. Like, being able to do slice of life anime, like My Dress Up Darling. Like, hey, guys. Dress Up Darling Season 3. They all need characters for Dress Up Darling Season 3. Let's get it trending. Let's get Tom in My Dress Up Darling Season 3. What would be my ideal type of game to act in? I mean, obviously, you've got stuff like visual novels or dating sims are really easy to do a lot of voice acting in. I'd love to do some voice acting in some indie titles. Indie horror games, I think, could be really fun. Again, I've got some fun secret projects coming up, which I get to do some stuff like that, where I got to be the villain in one of them, and it's fun. So I would absolutely love to. We need Tom in Poppy. We need Tom in Dress Up Darling. What else do we need trending on Twitter? I mean, I'd be a voice in the game. I'd also be a voice in the movie. Do you ever get into D&D? I've played D&D a few times. I'm not, like, huge on it, and I've not had a lot of people to play it with a lot. But I do love D&D. It's really fun. Lorxian will rise again. I should clarify, I'm not the villain. I am a villain. Just so you don't get your hopes up. Just get Tom trending on Twitter. Oh, that's probably not a good idea. If you get me trending on Twitter, people will start going down there. He ruined game theory. He doesn't care about FNAF anymore. You know, which is why I've done 4.5 videos and 2 live streams. But anyway, that's just me being petty. We need a one-shot with the Collab stream crew. We do. That would be a great one. Me, Honey, Rye, Mama, Dan, Scylla, and Tabs. That would be a banger one-shot. As much as I want to grow Tom's Towers, I like the cozy that's specific to small communities. Yeah, I understand that, Pylon. It's a balance. It's hard. And that's where you really get into memberships and, like, specific communities and stuff like that. That becomes a much bigger thing when that happens. Decrod, I'm still waiting for us mods to do D&D. That's fair. Yeah, that's why I'd say you don't care about FNAF when there's a lot of FNAF, right? That was, I think, the thing that got me about some of the Twitter stuff was that Tom doesn't, like, clearly Game Theory doesn't care about FNAF anymore. They just do it for the views. And I'm like, I wouldn't spend weeks agonizing over theories and crossing so many theories and putting my heart and soul into it and doing live streams, which are extra content, if I didn't care about this franchise. I love FNAF. I came to this realization. I actually love FNAF. I think the games are really fun. I think the story is interesting. The fact it's confusing is interesting. What I struggle with is the community surrounding it, and especially surrounding theorizing. I think just adds a lot of stress and a lot of challenges to it, which make it really hard and less enjoyable. But I love FNAF as a game, as a series. I love the idea. I love the story. And I love the, like, theorists. Like, actual theorists. Like, the theorists I got to work with for the live stream. All of them. I love them all so dearly. They are wonderful people. It's just, it's hard. So, yeah, the idea to say that I don't care about FNAF anymore is wild. And, like, people said the same thing about Matt during Security Breach, so it's kind of a rite of passage thing. But, yeah, to say that we don't care about FNAF is crazy to me. Would you want to have a Hugh framed Roger Rabbit scenario with your PNG? What? Already subscribed. Tom is very cool. Well, thank you, Caitlin. Appreciate ya. The Collab crew meets the AT&T Stadium and plays a game on a giant scoreboard over the field. Favorite animatronic in the franchise? I mean, I'm a big Mangle supporter. Mangle, another one of those characters so underutilized, yet there's so much hinting towards them. There's so much, but we just don't get any confirmation about it. But it's hinted at so much that they're like, they've got loads of lore. Oh, thank you for the follow on Twitch. Zehatron? Big Mangle supporter. The goat is live. Let's go. Oh, Partly Cloudy. Hello. How you doing, friend? So good to see you. More simple FNAF question. What is your favorite? Yeah, so that was the favorite animatronic question. I'm a big Puppet fan. I get that. Puppet is great. But yeah, I like Mangle. I think they're underutilized. They weren't given enough time to shine. And then, like, their whole connection to, like, Funtime Foxy and the FNAF, the Fall Fest and all of that. I think there's a lot of stuff. Again, we talked about it in my early theories. The only thing I didn't outright say, because ironically, Matt said, hey, this is confusing if you do. And then all the comments were saying, hey, why are you saying that Mangle is Foxy? I'm like, yeah, actually, that was what I was saying. But anyway. Want it with the Bonnie as special placement? I understand that. What an emo Partly Cloudy. That is great. I have a big Foxy plushie. Foxy's a good choice. You said Mangle very Britishly. I mean, I am British, Statue. I may have moved, but I'm still British at heart. People will see in this week's episode I'm not going to tell you what this week's episode is. All I will tell you is that it involves the word geezer. As in the British word for geyser. And that was a massive discussion internally. Mangle is a physical representation of my psychological state. Oh my gosh, that's incredible. Akira, I was thinking, oh, geezer. See, that's what a lot of Americans think. But no, geyser. A geyser in Britain is called a geezer. One dressed up as the puppet for a Halloween party in elementary school. Pylon, that's incredible. Good for you. Oh, damn, now I regret writing the word geezer. Yeah, Mike, this is what you did to me. This is what you did. This is your fault. Peak theory. No, but that sounds like a fun idea. I should look at a peak theory. Peak would be fun. Geezer getting past the census. Let's go. It's one of these funny things. I sometimes have to decide if I'm going to do the British or the American pronunciation. Most of the time, I've stuck with being British because it gets people to chat. It gets people in the comments going, why did he pronounce it this way? Why did he pronounce it this way? Which is great for engagement. But it's a fun... It's a fun thing to be able to, like... It's like Mario. I say Mario, not Mario. And I say Wario, not Wario. Like, that's a thing people talk about. When I talked about being a Hylian rather than a Hylian, which I don't think that's a Britishism. I just think there are two ways of pronouncing it. I call them Hylians. And there are a bunch of people in the comments going, oh, but that's Hylian. Yeah, it did, there you go. Akira, it did make people mad when it came to Hylia. Yeah. You mean the fact that Santi calls it... See, it's a Capri Sun. It's a Capri Sun. That's what I would call it, a Capri Sun. I hear other non-Americans say highly and highlier the way you do. Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, right? It's just a difference in pronunciation, though. It did make people mad, but it is what it is. It's not incorrect. It's just different. which is what people said they wanted anyway, the pronunciation. Yeah, exactly. Incorrect. No, it's Capri Sun. I wouldn't call it Capri Sun. No, it's Capri Sun. And this is the thing. So again, Santi grew up in Hong Kong, which is a former British colony, and so the pronunciations are like that. We don't call them I don't know what capri pants are. Like, well, I don't know what we would call those in the UK. But yeah, no, we wouldn't call them capri pants anyway, but Capri Sun. So this is the thing. I stay quiet in the debate, but isn't everything a former British colony? Dan the man. Not wrong. Oh no, who was that? Who was that? Did I miss it? No, I missed it. No, but thank you. Yeah, they used to be called pedal pushers. Exactly. But Capri Sun is what I would call it because that's just how we pronounced it. It's a British thing. And so I stay quiet in those debates because I would say it the way Santi says it. Nike. You call it Nike. Not Nike. You call it Nike. There's no accent. Adidas. And Adidas. You're just gonna make me say a bunch of words in British now, aren't you? That's all this is now becoming. Yeah, Jaguar. Not Jaguar. Jaguar. How about Omega watches? Well, it depends if you're going with Omega or Omega. I know they're Omega, like Omega 3. But I wouldn't say Omega. Actually, no, we would say Omega 3. So. My southern accent gets me in trouble every time I leave the state. What about a caprese salad? I guess that's how I'd say a caprese salad. But again, it's not really a salad I encountered much in the UK. Finally, a YouTuber says things correctly. Thank you, Datcha. I expect you in the comments of all my videos supporting my pronunciation and getting all those likes. Bottle of water. People want to say bottle of water. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. Because that's if you're saying it fast and you're dropping your T's. But I would say I would say a bottle of water. It's weird. I pronounce the T in water, but not in bottle. Because there's two T's in bottle, and so you can drop both of them. They cancel each other out. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. A bottle of water. Time checker, are we good? We're good right now, and we will end at the normal 2-hour mark. But I'm just keeping an eye on where people are at for when we're going to go meet them. I've got Discord open, so we're still good. Sounds like a short series in the making. Tom tries English words. Oh, I go super southern some words and never hear the end of it. Yeah, Ash does the same thing. Sometimes Ash goes really southern and it's really funny when they do. Tom, do you have a pet or pets? No, would like one. I'd love to get a dog. I would love a Burmese or a retriever, personally. But right now we're in a rented place and we're looking to like apply for green cards and stuff so that we can be here more permanently than on the visa. And it doesn't feel right to like get a dog who we then if something went wrong with the visas, we'd then have to give them up or pay like 10k to get them back to the UK. So it's just not fair on them right now. So that's why we wouldn't do it. But I would love to get a dog. Bye, May. No worries. Great to have you. hamster. I want a big pet, though. This thing, I like having a big dog that I can pet and walk with and stuff like that. I only now have 5 dogs, a ferret, and a sugar glider. My gosh, that's incredible. Big dog, easy to hug. See, Datcha, you get me. You get me. I have Great Pyrenees. This is the laziest dog ever. That's incredible. Really owning the ferret and the sugar glider, man. That makes sense, Zekrom. I have 3 useless goldfish that do nothing but eat. Yeah, that's the life of a goldfish. Goldfish are actually notoriously hard to keep alive. I learned this the other day. I was looking at, there was something about why goldfish are like given out at fairs, and it was like, yeah, it's like goldfish are notoriously hard to actually keep alive, and yet we give them away like gifts for free. I find it fun to listen to you, Dorko, and Hyperdroid all speak, even when you and Dorko are in the same country, you have different pronunciations, and then add Australian. Yeah, no, Dorko, we love Dorko. Score! No, I don't mean to mock at all. I love Dorko. I love, like, he's a Brummie, and so he has a Brummie accent, and I know he's always a little bit conscious of it. But I love it. And it's nice. It's nice because I'm from the South, he's from the Midlands. So we have very drastically different accents. Goldfish are as prizes a way for parents to introduce their kids to the concept of death. True. Tom, can you recommend some of your favorite artists to listen to? I'm interested in finding new artists to listen to while reading. Can you listen to lyrics while you read? That's a big one, because I can't listen to lyrics while I'm reading. So if yes, then there's some things we can maybe talk about. Oh, gosh, I'm getting sleepy. Geordie and Scott accents almost sound like different languages if you're not used to them. It's true. I listen to Megalovania while reading and I go faster. That's fair. I hear the same thing happens if you're trying to work and you listen just to Coconut Mall on repeat. One-winged angel. Makes reading very dramatic. Oh my goodness. Do you watch backseat streams? I don't. I've heard of it. Antisocial Butterfly, hey! The semi-completion of me caught up with most of what's been talked about. To be caught in the loop. How are you, Tom and Steffi? How's everyone? Antisocial Butterfly, so good to have you. I'm good, friend. So thankful you stopped by. I hope you're doing okay. Death Cab for Cutie is the only band I listen to while reading. Oh, Death Cab for Cutie, that's a throwback. Very underrated. They are British and break FNAF. Fair. Oh, no, I have seen them. Yes, I've seen their thumbnails. Their thumbnails I recognize probably more. I've not actually watched their content very much, but I've seen their thumbnails. I'm used to recommending general, that's fine as well. I mean, we talked about it earlier. I listen to a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters. If you want something smooth, I love listening to a bit of Michael Bublé. That's always a good one for like calm. If you want just a bit of like smooth jazz in the background, that's a good one. Hot take, I don't listen to music much. Honestly, same, Mike. I'm very, very similar. I haven't got a lot of time to listen to music all that much these days, which is why I've like not subscribed to anything yet, like Spotify or iTunes, Apple Music, because yeah, I don't have a lot of time. I listen to a lot of lo-fi and video game lo-fi in the background or when I'm writing. I've been listening to a lot of Tyler Tasmanian Tiger lo-fi, which is fun, but in terms of just actively listening to music, I don't travel enough these days. When I'm in the car, I like listen to podcasts, but I don't travel around or do enough where I'm just gonna listen to music. Like, again, if I'm doing stuff around the house these days, I'll listen to a podcast rather than listen to music. Lo-fi, I used to listen to a lot of lo-fi. I kind of stopped listening to lo-fi when the story stopped. It got less interesting for me at that point. You know, plus, you know, Dan's no longer working for lo-fi. So, you know, I felt like there was some solidarity I had to have there. Also, how come Lee never did a lo-fi theory? We talked about it. Me and him talked about doing some stuff. We talked about doing it as shorts. We talked about doing it as long form and splitting it across both channels. There was a lot of discussion around it. I think the problem was there was a lot of internal stuff going on that we can't really talk about. That things were kind of... There were lots of things that needed to be figured out. And so it was hard for us to promote and find a good... and find a good place to put it in the schedule that wasn't also going to affect how our channels worked in terms of scheduling, programming, that sort of thing. So it was hard to find a gap. It was also trying to figure out whether the audience was really interested in that. That was a factor we had to contend with. And then there was also just a factor of us having, like, because we also had to judge the fact of, like, while we weren't clued in on the story, so we didn't know the ARG puzzles in the story, we also didn't want to take it away from the community. Like, we didn't want it to, one, come off as, oh, well, these guys know the story, so they're solving it, da-da-da-da-da. But we also will recognize that people, like the wonderful Dapper, had some great theories about it, and we didn't then want to come in like the trump card going, here's the actual theory and blah 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 blah. We kind of liked leaving it for other people. Like, the fact was, we started theorizing about FNAF all those years ago, and that's what really blew game theory into the stratosphere. Whereas if Scott had then come out and gone, here's the story, it kind of would have ruined everything. So it's nice for us in some ways to be able to go, no, we're actually going to let the community have this and let them solve it. And if they solve it, they do. If they don't, they don't. And that's all part of the fun. So Lo-Fi can as a film, it counts as a video project. And that's where the line, because it's an ARG, which is an alternate reality game, but it is also a set of visual videos that we watch. And so therefore it kind of could, it's like a YouTube series that could be a film theory. Sound like, I mean, it's just music. This music, man, is making me tired. That's fair. Being able to theorize on Lo-Fi helped my channel a lot. I'm so grateful for that. Well, and there we go. Like, that's the thing. If suddenly game theory or film theory are done, here's the Lo-Fi theory, I think the honest truth is a lot of people would have gone, oh, well, that's going to be the definitive theory, and suddenly interest in smaller channels would have dropped off. So I'm really glad, Dapper, that it worked out for you and that you were able to use that. Because, again, that was always Matt's passion for these things. It's why we started doing the talkbacks, was one of the reasons, was like, hey, there's a bunch of cool FNAF theorists out there, and we want to promote them and get them to be raised to new heights, to some degree. And so it'd be great. And so Matt always wanted to build up other creators, and so it'd be really cool to be able to go, hey, here's a project that other people can theorize on. I've got a question for you. Do you eventually plan on doing and playing content warning? Yeah, we've talked about it. The challenge with content warning, I don't know if there are mods to add more players. Because annoyingly, our group is typically a group of 5 or more. And most of these are 4-player games. So we need to look into it. But we're open to content warning because it looks like fun. We're also open to Phasmo, but I don't think there are mods for Phasmo either. But we're open to it for sure. Have you listened to FNAF songs? Some. Listen to some FNAF songs. Not a lot, but some. I did listen to Jackie's Box because I felt like I had to, and oh my gosh, I wanted to kill myself afterwards. It was awful. I get it for the memes, and so the meme side of it, but oh my gosh, as a song, I struggled so hard. In Minecraft, right, Tom? What? Because I said I wanted to unalive myself after listening to that song. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. That's what I meant. You ever hear someone mention FNAF IRL? Do you ever get the urge to go just go, I'm actually... Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. I'm gutted I can't make some of the Fright Nights... where the Fright Nights are happening in Orlando, and the FNAF stuff is there. I really wanted to go, but I can't, sadly, just because I was asked if I could go, but it clashed with PAX, which I'm on a panel for. So I was like, well, I've got to go to PAX. I'm sorry. So that kind of sucked, but hey ho. I love that you play the Pokemon rap music in the background on this stream. Have I played the Pokemon rap battle music? I have. There we go. Oh, Pokemon Root. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a cool Pokemon chill playlist. I'm going to it at Hollywood. Oh, that sounds like fun. Again, like, I'm gutted not to be able to go. Honey buddy, okay. Yeah, don't worry, honey. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Chat, would you like to see me and Honey Bunny do a Soul Link Nuzlocke? Love from Portugal. Will the Orc, hello. Love from the US, but from a Brit to Portugal. Hello, friend. Need more Pokemon Colosseum and XD in the world. Can't wait for them to be able to switch to. Yeah, no, Mike, that's gonna be great. Oh, what? So so I don't know, Antisocial Butterfly, if you know what a Nuzlocke is, but a Nuzlocke is basically where if your Pokemon faints, they die and you can't use them again. A Soul Link, and you can only pick up like 1 Pokemon per route. A Soul Link is where you both play and your Pokemon are tied together by their Soul Link. And so let's say me and Honey both catch a Pokemon on Route 2. And then if one of us loses that Pokemon in a battle, the other person also loses that Pokemon. I think it would be fun. I've only done 1 Nuzlocke, which you all know that I did. I did 1 Nuzlocke. We almost got to the Elite Four. We didn't play hardcore mode, so this would probably be hardcore. But like Honey and I would need to talk about which game we do it in and what we do it for. Would you want to do a 5-person? No. 5-person Nuzlocke would be insanity. 2-person is a lot. 3-person's a lot. But no, I think we need to, as I've only done 1 Nuzlocke, I'd need to start with just a 2-person Nuzlocke. A Soul Link. And we'll do it that way. I think that could be a lot of fun. And chat seem up for it, Honey, so we should do that. We should figure out which game we do. I'm partial to Emerald myself. I have done a Platinum Nuzlocke before. So we could do that. We could do Heart Gold, Soul Silver. That's always a good one that I think people Soul Link a lot. Then you could have Peachow roast you. Oh, I think an Emerald Soul Link is happening. Or a Ruby Sapphire. Or Ruby Sapphire. Could be fun. We do Ruby and Sapphire as a And would we do randomized? Or would we just do it straight? Play it clean. I love that we're just deciding this publicly on stream. You guys could then combine the Pokemon name. Yeah, that'd be fun. I mentioned earlier, but I don't know if you saw, but the creator of Binding of Isaac is making a new game called Mewgenics. It has an autistic wizard cat. That sounds perfect, and it sounds like right up Dan's alley. Hey, I DM'd you. Did. You DM'd me while I was on stream. And I responded to you, honey, which is why I thought I'd bring it up and ask chat if they were interested. I'm back with Gamer Subs. Good on you. I hope you next time you use code Game Theory for 10% off. But yeah, no, honey, we'll settle out the details. We'll do like Ruby and Sapphire or something, and we'll do a Soul Link. That could be fun. I have to remember in that one you don't have the physical special split yet, so that's always a challenge. I mean, I use ride codes a lot actually, but we'll see. I mean, you gotta share the love, Kaneko. Share the love. No, it's all good. If it's going to Rye, I trust you. I know, Lapully, thank the Lord. Yeah, well, it depends, honey. Do we do randomized, or do we just go for a straight, clean Soul Link? Abgru, you got to head out. I mean, we should probably be heading out soon anyway, to be fair. I'm going to put a Lopunny specifically in the game. Oh, random. That's what you were saying random to. We should do randomize. Oh, gosh. The randomized Nuzlocke is what got me. Do you all remember I lost like 2 of my best mons right before the end? That's what did us in. You've been streaming over 2 hours. Yeah, I'm aware. Those Wobbuffet, those damn Wobbuffet. But no, yeah, we could do a randomized Soul Link in Gen 3. Oh, actually, that's a question. Do we do like Emerald Honey, like OG Ruby Sapphire? Or do we do Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? Just putting it out there as a potential option. I mean, we can settle this at another point. But yeah, that could be fun. But yeah, I mean, I'd be excited to do that with you, honey. I think that would be chaotic and wonderful. Ha! Thoughts. Soul Silver for Soul Link. I know, but if we both love Gen 3, then it makes sense to do a different game. Yeah, we're going to have to talk. Absolutely. But I'm so down. I'm so down, honey. Right. But with that, I probably should go because my friends are going to be waiting for me soon enough. And Steffi and I do need to get some kind of food in us, even though we're going out for food with them, but we do need to, like, look after it. So I'm going to say thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you're on Twitch, hold on, because we will be raiding someone. So please hold tight. But thank you ever so much for watching. If you have liked it, like the stream. Of course, you're new, consider subscribing. Really, really helps us out. Of course, thank you to our members, especially our Dapper advisors, Zekron and Akira, and, of course, the Dapper royalty that is Queen of the Session. Thank you guys so much for your constant support. Who do we raid? I mean, I think it's got to be GT Live, right? We got to raid GT Live. GT Live is still live. They're reacting to the Amazing Digital Circus. So let us go raid to those wonderful people. And please tell them that, of course, the Dapper Kingdom has... Oh, that's the wrong part. Please do tell them that the Dapper Kingdom has arrived when you get there. And send Ash all the love in the world. So go and raid GT Live over on Twitch. And on YouTube, I'm going to say once again, thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. So, ta-ta for now.